We are starting to get some comments from the president about the situation in Ukraine. Let's go to Bloomberg's White House correspondent Juliana Goldman with the latest. Juliana, what can you tell us?
Mark, that's right. President Obama and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are meeting right now in the Oval Office. And while much of the focus going into this meeting in the days leading up to today had been on Israeli-Palestinian peace talks, now, of course, we're all waiting to see what President Obama has to say about the Ukraine. Now, right now, what we see coming through is that the president is saying that he is considering economic steps to isolate Russia. He's warning that it is going to be costly for Russia if they continue down this path. The president saying that Russia is on the wrong side of history here. Now, we know that the president spoke over the weekend on Saturday with Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin, warning, as we've heard from Peter, as we've heard from Indira, about the economic and the political costs and the risks of further isolation to Russia, essentially making the argument what officials are saying is this is a guy who's in 19th century, 20th century mindset who also wants to be integrated in the international economy. So the president, when he spoke to Vladimir Putin, he essentially said, look, I reject your claim that you feel like Russian interests are under threat in Crimea, but work with the international institutions that we have here. We're willing to help you get inspectors into Crimea to help monitor, to make sure that the Russian-speaking population is protected. And this is what the administration is describing as the off-ramp. So continued words from President Obama to try and isolate Russia and pressure them if they continue to go down this path.
Juliana, it is no secret that President Obama and President Putin, they aren't the best of friends. Some would say their relationship is pretty frosty. Are they talking at cross purposes here?
Well, I think part of the issue with the U.S. right now is they don't necessarily know whether the information that they're getting is credible. And so you're dealing with two different countries where there is certainly a trust gap going on. What the administration says is that Putin is acting from a position of weakness here. If you look over the last several months, essentially you had the Ukrainian people rejecting Russia, wanting to be more aligned with the West. Putin's guy had to flee his palace in the middle of the night to get to Russia. And so that's the position from which they're operating.